Harvard Business School, before we move on, tell me what it's like. A lot of people, they hear Harvard Business School, I'm guessing most people are pretty impressed. When you told me you were social, that makes sense because I'm told that those 2 years at HBS, it's that network of people that end up being valuable for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. But like in retrospect, I mean, you've had like 15 years to think about it now. What is Harvard Business School and what did you get out of it and what is it not at the same time?
Yes. So Harvard Business School's motto is to educate business leaders who will make a difference in the world. And my fundamental belief is, I mean, there are exceptions, right? There are going to be people from our school that go out and do terrible things or are terrible people. But generally, I would say my experience was 90% of the people who were there were really, really, really smart and accomplished. And you'd say, yeah, that's fine. I just remember when I went to undergrad, Georgetown, I felt like there were a lot of people who weren't that. I mean, they were smart, but they didn't necessarily weren't well-rounded or take advantage. At HBS, people have, they've been out in the world and they are very driven, very smart, very impressive. That's number one. Number two, it's a place where people are extraordinarily engaged with the world around them. They're looking to win at all the times. That's why they have so much FOMO. But they also are people that I tend to think the school does a good job of making them aware of leadership and impacting the world around them. So I remember graduating, and this is super nerdy, but I'd be that guy who, if I found litter, I would pick it up because I'd say, well, I learned this at HBS, always leave a place better than you found it. So I think that ethos is really important. A lot of people, I think something like 50% of HBS graduates are on a nonprofit board. And in fact, the school prides itself in being a training ground for all the boards of directors of nonprofits and social institutions all over the world. All of those things are really valuable. It's also incredibly global. So anywhere I go, and I've been in almost 75 countries, I can find people to meet up with and they treat you like you're an old friend in general.
Okay.
So those are all positive, and you do learn lots of things, but you don't learn facts and figures. You study all these cases, and so you learn how to think through problems, assimilate tons of data, and then make sort of actionable decisions based on what you've seen in a quick way, and that's really, I think, what the school teaches. I think what it's not the kind of place where you're necessarily going to walk out and in the way an MIT does and become sort of an amazing quantitative trader. Right? It's a little bit more of a general management type of place. And so that's what I've seen. People tend to be a little bit more high level. And there are, of course, examples of people who do that. But that's what I see with my friends is that they end up going into things that are much more about management and general management and those types of things.
Okay. And so maybe a Sloan School grad would go into the trading floor and do a quantitative job, and because they've trained that and specialized and studied that. Okay.
Yeah, it's far less prevalent. I mean, I think something like 40% of people start off in consulting out of HBS.
Right.
The 3 M's are McKinsey, Married, and Mormon. Or military and Mormon. Those are the 3 things that are like guaranteed to get into the school.
Okay.
And so you tend to have a lot of people that go into consulting and things like that, at least as a beginning and back into their career.
Continue watching this fascinating conversation for free by clicking on the link below to visit our website, learn from the best minds in the world, and connect with a community of passionate people building the best versions of themselves. Just click on the link below, and I'll see you on the inside.